Hi, I'm Kirby Allison. In today's video, we're gonna think about another pair of shoes. That's right, in today's video, I thought it would be a fun opportunity to muse and dream a little bit about what that next commission might be. Today, I've got my lineup of Dominic Casey Bespoke dress shoes. Now, of course, Dominic Casey is the shoemaker extraordinaire based in the United Kingdom. He is one of the independent shoemakers that are doing all of the work themselves from start to finish, last making, pattern making, and then all of the actual making of the shoes themselves. Dominic Casey is no stranger to this channel. We have filmed extensively with Dominic, and of course, I'm proud to call him a good close friend. Actually, the last time I was in London this June, I finally had the opportunity to go down and visit Dominic at home, at his house in Brighton, visit his workshop, and it was during that trip with my wife that we began to scheme or hatch what the next commission might be. Now, it's been an incredible journey with Dominic, and I think the relationship that has formed over the years is really, to me, one of the hallmarks of the bespoke process. It is going from a first commission to a second commission to kind of evolving and seeing where things go. And through that, the relationship and memories form so that whenever I wear these shoes from Dominic, I think back to those memories as much as I enjoy the shoes themselves. But it's been a while, and I was thinking, it's maybe time to commission one or maybe even two new pairs of shoes. So first, I thought, let's review what we have here. This are the 5 pairs of shoes that I have from Dominic, 3 cap-toe Oxfords and 2 casuals. And I have to say, I love these shoes. I get incredible use out of them, and you've all seen me talk extensively about these shoes on this channel. Of course, my first pair of shoes, these beautiful suede semi-brogues, cap-toe, broguing. Again, absolutely beautiful, great casual shoe with this custom toe shape we did that Dominic coined the Kirby Clubland Negroni, a soft round. Again, beautiful toe shape. Speaks to, again, the degree of customization that you can get with a bespoke pair of shoes, where not only are you customizing the last for the perfect fit, but also for even a custom toe shape. So I get a ton of use on these. You can actually see that use here on the bottom. You can see actually, the edge of this outsole kind of being worn down so that now you can see that invisible channel stitch where the outsole is attached to the welt. A lot of great use, but still a ton of lifetime left on these shoes. Second commission, I think, was this pair of dark brown pigskin Oxfords. This is a more simple cap, right? No broguing, more formal. But what I love about the pigskin, of course, is that visual texture that you get with this material. It's one of my all-time favorite materials for a pair of shoes, and it's really a material that you only find in bespoke. This is a beautiful color, same toe shape as this one, nice mirror shine. Again, you can see that these shoes have gotten a ton of use and mileage on them, which is the hallmark of a great bespoke shoe, that despite its beauty, you still wear it. And then finally, I think the last cap toe that we had made, which was a black pigskin cap toe Oxford. Again, very simple. What I love about this shoe is it is a very simple, austere black cap toe Oxford, right? But that pigskin gives it a rich visual texture that really makes this shoe stand out and be different. Again, you can see a ton of use on the bottom, but again, perfect, beautiful making, and one of my absolute favorite black cap toes of the entire lot. And then we're gonna go over here to our casuals, right? And so we have the first pair of casuals that Dominic made for me. He actually surprised me with this pair. And this is a casual loafer in a pebble grain leather, but with a rubber sole. And again, the whole idea of this shoe was that it was inspired by a vintage photograph of the Duke of Windsor in front of his collection of shoes, and you could tell that many of his bespoke shoes had rubber outsoles. And so you would think of the rubber outsole as a modern phenomenon, and you would think of a rubber outsole as something that you'd never put on a pair of bespoke shoes. But Dominic wanted to prove that not to be the case, and so he made these for me. And I have to say, of all of my shoes, I have worn these things so much. I mean, it's almost abuse. I almost feel bad. I mean, I've worn these on the weekend, hiking with the children. I've worn them on vacation, on the beach. I've gotten so much use out of these shoes that it has really kind of opened things up to me in terms of expanding my mind, that a bespoke pair of shoes, really just shouldn't be something that's only your best for formal occasions, your cap toes, but also your casual shoes. Why not? And so again, going on a hike, not a mountain hike, but on a nice hike, with a pair of bespoke casuals, why not? That's called living well. And I've certainly lived well with these shoes. And again, it's almost abusive. You can really see it on the toe cap. I've tried to polish these. There's almost nothing to do. Maybe what I need to do is take sandpaper and just suede the entire shoe because I've worn these things so much, it's almost borderline offensive. But again, I think the greatest kind of honor that you can give a bespoke shoemaker is wearing their shoes without hesitation, and I've certainly done that with these casuals. Another really interesting shoe, of course, that Dominic made, this was part of another surprise commission, was these baby blue pigskin casuals. Again, it was something that Dominic ran across and thought, these would be perfect for Kirby. And I've enjoyed wearing these. I call them my Riviera shoes, or I wear them in the Caribbean, in Cuba. It is a highly unusual, completely one-of-a-kind pair of shoes. And again, beautifully executed. Dominic, made some choices, some design choices that I think, really kind of brought this together. One is the natural stitching across the vamp. All this stitching, of course, is done by hand, but this is a natural linen thread, and I think the lack of color really complements the baby blue well. And then he went for a natural finish on the edges and heels. So there's no inking or dye here. It's just sanded and polished. And again, that natural color, not only do you see kind of the layers of the heel stack, but again, complements and balances this out nicely. And another characteristic is that you can see this seamless back. It's not a hole cut, but it is a single piece of leather. You can see the actual seam here is just right ahead of that arch on the side of the shoe. So this is all one piece of leather. Even the vamp itself is not a second piece. It's pinched and then sewn. Beautiful, beautiful shoe. So we were talking, of course, about where to go next. I have a lot of shoes, and what I really want is something that is unique, versatile, maybe something I don't have, and something that I'm going to use. So we spoke about doing another pair of casuals, and I love the pigskin so much that I was thinking of actually doing another one of these casuals. I would absolutely do them with the rubber outsole, but instead of a pebble grain, a pigskin. So again, almost the exact same shoe, but a small nuance of difference, right, in the texture, the visual texture of the skin itself. This is, again, an absolutely beautiful skin, durable skin, and something that, with as much as I've found myself enjoying and really wearing these casuals, that I would love to get another pair made. So I think we're gonna do something with this, right, in a casual. I'll put these right here. And then the other question was, for cap toe, what do we do for a cap toe? And again, I was thinking that, it would be nice to have something, another shoe to wear in Cuba. I've got those Carmina Spectators, which is the light brown leather and the linen canvassing, which I love those shoes. And I thought, it would really be nice to have something else to wear in Cuba, to wear in the summertime. And this is where Dominic actually suggested something I never would have thought of, which is kind of a natural sand suede. So, and a nice little cap, probably done, very similar to this shoe where it has, a little bit of broguing, right? So again, it's a casual shoe, it's not a formal one. And this nice suede, light colored, really would be an interesting kind of combination. So let me know what you think. I'm kind of I haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments of this video. What would you suggest that I have Dominic make for me next? Why stop at 2? Maybe it's 3, who knows? Dominic now is in, I think, the semi-retirement stage. So, unfortunately, I don't think he's taking any new clients. He's just making for those that insist on continuing to reorder. And I'm one of those banging on the door to ensure that I get allocations. And I think that these could be some interesting additions to the wardrobe of shoes. So let me know what you think. Of course, I'm Kirby Allison, and if you haven't visited KirbyAllison.com, please take a moment to do so. It's how we keep the lights on, it's how we film these videos, it's how I pay for these shoes. So please visit KirbyAllison.com. There you'll find the largest collection of luxury garment care and luxury shoe care accessories in the world, as well as other clothing accessories for the well-dressed, sovereign grade pocket squares, neckties, braces, over-the-calf dress socks, and so much more. If you haven't visited KirbyAllison.com, go poke around, go meander, because I promise that you'll discover some things that you never even knew that we offered online at KirbyAllison.com. If you haven't hit that red subscribe button, make sure you do so you can learn whenever we publish new videos. Otherwise, of course, I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for watching.